Okay, how you doing, everybody? This is Mr. Meltdown. I'm here with Steve Yu from Inspired the Movie. Today we're going to be discussing, I guess we're going to discuss some of the things that's going on with the movie and get to know Steve a little bit so you guys can get familiar. Steve, tell us about the movie.
Well, you know, we've been working on this documentary. It's probably been about, we didn't realize it would take so long, but it's probably been almost 4 years we've been working on this documentary film.
Right.
And the film is really about, it's about how people get motivated to lose weight or get in shape. And then we follow kind of their journey from the beginning until they get into shape. Just
Right.
to try to understand what things are most important in them succeeding.
Okay.
So, yeah, so it's been really interesting. We thought it would take maybe a year when we first started, and here we are 4 years,
4 years
later. So.
But some of the greatest projects, I guess, come out after you take your time and do it right the first time, right?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. I feel pretty good about it from what I've seen so far. It looks really good. It really does. What actually inspired you to do the movie?
Well, we initially lost weight and got into good shape before we got married, and
Right.
there was no kind of intention that this would turn into making a documentary about the subject, but it was really interesting for us because we didn't realize how getting in shape would really change everything about how we felt about our lives and
Right.
what we did and what we aspired to do. And just going through that process was really interesting because it's something where you just kind of decide to do something, and then when you're finished, you can't believe the difference.
Right.
And
right.
so the documentary was something that we decided to do to try to show people the same experience that we had, but not necessarily showing our story, but showing just all these different people's stories. So.
Right, and the segue, I mean, when you're discussing your guys' story, what your guys say, I know a little bit more about Steve, of course, but Steve, he actually referring to his wife. His wife is actually a contest winner for the very popular Body for Life. So, I mean, that is just amazing in itself, considering the amount of competition it is for those type of contests. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, we decided to enter that. I mean, it was just kind of, it just so happened that the time frame we entered that was because we were getting ready for our wedding. And we didn't really think that, you know, this is our plan to win this contest, or that Mariah would win this contest. So, you know, we thought it was a good extra motivation. Like, we find that obviously money is always a motivator for people in all different areas of life, right? So,
right.
you know, their prize at that time was, I think, $100,000. So
okay.
You don't necessarily think, you know, you're entering this big international contest that she would win, but in the end, like, that, we got married, and you know, we were just kind of going about our daily lives, and then they started calling, and then they ended up showing up at our house with a big check, and it was really. So it was like a shock, you know?
That's amazing. So I guess it's just like you see it on TV. They just show up to your house and they're like, "Hey, good morning. Here's a big check."
Yeah, it was really shocking.
Right.
But it was interesting. Just that whole experience was really interesting to see. Once Mariah won, how everybody wanted to know, not necessarily how she won the money, because obviously that's nice, but it was really more about how did we get into shape, and everyone wanted to know how to do it. And you can say, well, you can just read the book, but people obviously want more information than that, or they want to know from you what the secret is.
See, I mean, I guess it goes on to say it's proof and testimonials, and what better testimonial than a live person that actually went through this experience, and the end result is something great, so great that you got awarded for it. So that's just amazing in itself. Mm-hmm. How much did, if you don't mind me asking, how much did you guys weigh prior? And you know, where you guys are at now? Yeah,
I mean, I guess when we started, I was probably about 210, close to 210 maybe. Okay. And now I weigh about 170. So, wow. And Mariah probably weighed close to in the 150s, and now she's probably about 120.
That's amazing.
So, you know, you look at it, and it's 30, 40 pounds different, but if you look at our pictures, it's not just like we lost weight, because we did transform a lot of that weight into muscle, you know, so we built a lot of muscle in the process. So.
Okay.
So it was a pretty big change for us.
far as your workout plan, was it cardio, and how many times a week did you work out?
Well, when we started Body for Life, like what I usually tell people is that Body for Life, our experience with that was different than our lifestyle now. So basically, if you follow the Body for Life plan, it's basically 6 days a week of exercise and 1 day of rest.
Right.
And you do cardio every other day and you weight training every other day.
Okay.
So that's basically the Body for Life plan. And what I usually tell people is the reason why that's successful is because most people don't have that type of consistency, no matter what they do. They don't, the plan is just so laid out that if people follow it, they get so much exercise.
Right.
And now we've kind of changed our routine. Just sometimes you change because you're bored, but sometimes you change because you learn what is more effective for you.
Yeah, I mean, I find that to be true, especially in my case. I mean, I'm always modifying everything as it goes along. You really get to know your body a whole lot, and I guess that was a perfect opportunity for you to do that. So Steve, like, how many calories did you start out with? Right now, I'm personally on the 3,000 calorie diet, but what was effective for you?
Let's see. So when we first started, I think, getting in shape for Body for Life and for our wedding, we didn't really, like, I don't even remember counting calories at all, because the way some plans are structured, they're designed so that you don't necessarily have to count calories because they focus so much on the size of the portions. And so when we first did Body for Life, we kind of just went through the motions of eating the proper portions of protein and carbohydrates and fat, and eating small, frequent meals throughout the day, because that's like the foundation of that weight loss or exercise plan. And so I would guess that our calories probably were mine were probably close to 2,000.
2,000?
Hers were probably maybe 1,500, 1,600 calories.
And would you say that was about, did you break it up about 5-6 meals a day?
Yeah, definitely. It's 5 or 6 meals a day, about every 2 to 3 hours.
Right, and that, I guess that's all for your metabolism. So as well, I hear a lot about the more you eat, the more consistent you are with your eating, it helps with your metabolism.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's one of the strategies. This is another eating strategy where if you eat more frequently, every time you eat, it elevates your metabolism a little bit, but it also makes sure that you just never get really hungry if you eat consistently.
Okay.